20 or plus points, they're like 30-3, some random stat like that. Their style is out of control. And when he is aggressive off the bat, when he scores and is looking to attack, they are a better team. Now, I know the Knicks play great defense. I mean, damn near Mikal Bridges is hugging them. He's giving his kisses. I mean, they might as well get a private room with the way Mikal Bridges is all up on him. I mean, just go ahead and do what you got to do. But that's no excuse. I still think Tyrese Haliburton is a superstar. This was the worst performance that he's had in the playoffs. In the playoffs. It is also a fact that he has dropped single digits. I think it's happened like 13 times this season. Unacceptable again. But still, you cannot diminish the level of importance that he is to this team. When you take off the head of the snake.
Nobody did that.
I understand. But when you take off the head of the snake and when he's not aggressive, this team is a team that can lose. It puts more accountability on him because they can't win without him being elite.
Well,
superstar status.
Hold on,
bad performance does not mean not superstar, Stephen A. We had some superstars have bad performances in the playoffs that you called out as well.
We ain't had no superstar scored single digits in 13 separate games.
But is it more that the Knicks found the key to stopping him?
Molly, let me help you out here. Superstars.
Oh, that's my trigger word.
You don't find the keys to stopping them very often. It doesn't happen. That's what makes them superstars. And exactly, which is why we have to reflect on that and have a conversation about that. Okay. Have a conversation about that, brother, because of what transpired, what I saw transpired in OKC. We got to have that conversation. No problem. But all I'm saying to you is this. When you look at Haliburton, yes, the New York Knicks, to answer your question, Molly, they found some keys, at least for this one game. We'll really know whether they found something if they could do it in a Game 6 and force a Game 7 back at Madison Square Garden. Fair enough. But still in all, I look at the shot attempts. When do you know this? Jay, you know this? When we talk about Harden, there's a 3-4-time scoring champion. We know how prolific he is. We know how unstoppable he can be one-on-one. It's one thing to have a bad game, but you show up in a Game 6 or Game 7, numerous closeout games throughout your career where the shot attempts ain't there. That's when it's an alarm. Now, if you're missing, you're missing. Anybody can miss. Anybody can have a bad game. But the absence of attempts, the absence of aggression, of assertiveness, of activity, the fact that that happens, that is not something you see. And as you saw in the 4 playoff losses, 11.5 points a game on, what is it, like 38, 39% shooting? This is all I'm talking about. You got to ask those questions. Got to ask.
I will say this. I am not coming on national TV and absolving Tyrese Haliburton of his poor performance at all. I'm not making excuses for it. They were up 3-1. It was a closeout scenario. He was not as aggressive. If I come on TV on Monday and there's 6 shot attempts, I'm going to lose my mind. I'll eat crow. I'll apologize to you on national TV. I'll do that. But I don't think we're going to see that Tyrese Haliburton. I don't think we're going to see the one that's going to be passive in one of the biggest moments he's going to have in his career.
He's a hell of a player.
I've let you guys go because I'm happy you're keeping the same energy that you had earlier this week when you were counting Ant Edwards' shot attempts and you said 13 was unacceptable. So I'm glad that you guys are being consistent with that. But I'm going to again point out that there's nuance when it comes to stars. It's not about the amount of shots. Haliburton is not an elite scorer. I don't have the number in front of me. I doubt he's in the top 30 in the league in scoring. He averaged 18 points a game this season. He's averaged about 18 points a game in the postseason. And 18 points a game is very good. The man is a super max player. But he's not an elite scorer. Even when they're at their best and they're winning games, he's averaging 21. I mean, Brunson falls out of bed and scores 30. Okay, they are. Haliburton's skill, elite skill, is as a playmaker. And again, what they did in this game wasn't just holding the 7 shots. They kept him from making plays. They scored 130 points, the Pacers did in Game 4. They scored 94 in Game 5. 36-point difference. How does that happen? You kept him off the glass. You slowed him up. You pressured him full court. You didn't turn the ball over. Haliburton definitely did not show energy in this game. Stephen A., you are right. When you have 13 games in a season where you score less than 10 points, that is an indication of a weakness. He has, he lays duds, okay? It happens. Pacers fans will tell you this happens about every 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe it was due to happen. But where the Knicks got him here wasn't in the 7 shot attempts. It was they kept him out of running up the floor, cut down his assists by 9. That's what they got to do if they're going to make a comeback.
Let me get on Wendy for a quick second here, Jay, Molly, because you see, the brilliance of Wendy is the brother knows basketball, but if you let him talk enough, he'll make you think he's the only one that knows. You ain't telling us something we don't know, bruh. We know that there's more. We know that Haliburton's star status comes from the fact that he is a playmaker, that he is not some prolific scorer. And we also know that superstars in this game don't have to be prolific scorers to be superstars. We looked at CP3 for years, and we called him, what did we call him, Jay? A point guard.
A point guard.
Because this brother's one of the elite point guards to have ever played the game. He wasn't out there averaging 25 a night. By the way, Gary Payton didn't average 25 a night. By the way, Jason Kidd or John Stockton didn't average 25 a night. Hell, not even Magic Johnson did, okay? Point guards, facilitators, quintessential playmakers. We know the difference. The issue with Haliburton is that Haliburton, when he doesn't score, is when the other stuff plummets as well. It is rare in the day that you will see Haliburton with single digits in shot attempts, single digits in points scored. But he's blown up in terms of assists, in terms of his playmaking prowess. Sometimes when your playmaking ability is predicated on the threat that you bring to the table, but you didn't bring that threat to the table, that's the difference. CP3, we could see CP3 go out there and have 13 points. We are not questioning at all his greatness as a playmaker because his playmaking greatness isn't predicated on his ability to score. It's his basketball IQ, it's his ball handling and passing ability, it's his floor generalship, the way he's able to direct traffic, etc. Haliburton seems to be able to do that better when he's scoring. That's the difference.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. Now that the Knicks have contained Hallie, what is our confidence level that New York can come back and win this series? Jay?
I mean, I don't know what to expect in this series. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I mean, I think the only thing to say is to expect the unexpected. What I do know is that there's been a counter for every counter. And I would say this. I think this was by far the Knicks' best performance I think they had in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson, this team was phenomenal. They shot lights out, right? They came out ready to go. I think you will see a series of adjustments in Game 6, Stephen A. I think you will see a lot more screens by Miles Turner in the backcourt. I think whoever Karl Anthony Towns is guarding, there's no way Rick Carlisle is going to allow them just to retreat all the way back to the rim to protect it. He's going to have whoever Karl Anthony Towns is guarding set full court screens for Hallie to create more room for Hallie to play north to south instead of east to west. I think you're going to see a different type of blitzing scheme on Jalen Brunson to take the ball out of his hands. And I'll also tell you this, when you get to the second quarter, when it's Karl Anthony Towns and 4 defensive-minded people, there were so many times I can point to possession after possession where Cat was great, put his head down, burrowed his way to the bucket. But it was like Olay. There were multiple times Indiana Pacer players decided just to let him go instead of stepping in and taking a charge. Can he stay out of foul trouble? So I give them a 40% chance to win because I just don't know which team is going to show up. And I think I do know, to a degree, what kind of schemes Carlisle is going to implement in order for Indiana to play faster, especially when they're at home, because they better get it at home.